Welcome to video number 3 in our Excel tutorial series. In today's video, we are going to cover 3 parts. The first part will get some basics about cell contents. And in the second part, we're going to look at evaluation with 3 possible results, text. And in part 3, same evaluation with 3 possible results, but where the results are numbered. Let's start with some basics about cells. Just to recap, a cell is a position in the worksheet defined by the intersection of the column and the row. And a cell address is the letter representing the column and the number representing the row. Now, there are different types. The contents of the cell are classified into different categories by Excel itself, and this determines what formulas or what things you can do with the contents. For example, a cell that has a number, you can do arithmetic operations like addition, multiplication, stuff like that. With text, obviously you cannot do, even if that text content it's in itself is a number, like that. It will not work with arithmetic. We'll see an example on that very soon. Another type of content, another category of content is date. Again, there are things you can do with date contents that you can't do with other cells. Then there's also logical content, which is a display of a true or false. There's also a formula where you start with an equal sign, and we've seen, of course, the Excel treats any cell that starts with an equal sign as a formula. Number 6, you can also have a cell reference. For example, B6. B6, if you have B6 just like that, that's a text. But if you start with the equal sign and say B6, then you are referring to a particular cell. Let's look at an example of the difference between text and numbers. If we look at this the employees are getting bonuses here. Okay, the bonuses look like they are more or less the same. The entries look all the same. They are equal, 1,000, 1,000. But the way it has been entered is very different. This is text. This is not numbers. And these are number. In terms of, how it has been entered or how the Excel is going to recognize it. And let's try adding up, getting the summation of that. If you add up these, you'll get a total of 0, which obviously looks like it's wrong, but it's because as far as Excel is concerned, it's adding up numbers and there are no numbers to add. If you do the same thing here, you're adding up numbers and actually the total is 5,000. So these are numbers, these are texts as far as Excel is concerned. And you can see that the difference is in the way they have been entered. You can notice that in this cell, 1,000, there's an apostrophe preceding the 1,000. There's none here. An apostrophe there, none there. And that's what makes all the difference between the entry, whether that entry is a text or a number, as far as Excel is concerned. Okay, moving on with our video, then we have the if function. Okay, we want to evaluate this mean scores and put a remark here, and the remark is either distinction, pass, or fail, depending on the marks, and the criteria is displayed above. So the difference between this and what we were doing previously is that here we have now 3 possibilities. Earlier on we had only 2 possibilities, pass or fail. Now we have 3. So how do we go about this? This is the formula we put in. If B30 is greater than or equal to 75%. That's a that's a distinction. But if the same cell contains a figure that is not more than 75 but is greater than 45, greater or equal to 45, to be more precise, then that is a pass. Made a mistake there. Here we have another evaluation that we are doing, because we have to do another evaluation. Remember, an evaluation of if gives basically 2 choices, but now we want 3 choices, so we have to put in another if. So we put another if within the first if. So B30 is greater or equal to 45%, then this is now a pass. Or else the third option is fail. We have no other option, so there's no need of another if. So basically we have an if within an if, and this can go on and on. You can make it as complicated as you wish. So there we have our formula. Sorry, it is displaying correctly the results that we want. Now, what if what we want to display is not words like pass, fail, text? We want a number. So is there going to be a difference in the formula? Yes, it's going to be. Let's see how this works. Okay, you might remember this, you might recall this data that we had in an exercise that we gave you. So we are giving salesmen who have achieved 75% and over a bonus of 5,000. Anybody who's not reached there is still getting a bonus of 1,500. But in addition to the bonus, to that standard bonus, there's an extra bonus of 2,000 to those who have surpassed their targets. Obviously, surpassing the targets means getting 100% and over. So these are the kind of results we want. Let's quickly see how to do this formula. So we do not wish to have 2 columns of standard bonus and extra bonus. We just want to know how much is the total bonus one is getting straight away, a straight away computation, without having to say this is the standard bonus, this is the extra bonus, this, like that. So here we do a formula. If D42 is greater than 100%, that's for somebody who surpassed their target, they are going to get how much? 5,000 for being over 75 and an extra 2,000. So they're going to get 7,000. And if all they have achieved, that is the first if. The second if out of the ones that have not scored 100% and over, over 100%, if they have scored over 75, okay, 75%, greater than or equal to 75%, then they get 5,000, and everybody else is getting 2,000. Notice the double brackets at the end, because we have 2 ifs. We are closing with 2 ifs, 2 brackets. Now notice that the only difference between this in terms of the syntax of the formula is there are no double quotation marks here. like when we would have pass or fail, we would put double quotation marks here. But now we are not putting double quotation marks because what we want are numbers, not text, not words. And there we have our formula. Let's see if it works. Sorry, it does seem to work. Now, to reinforce these few lessons that we've learned in those videos that we've now done, we'll need a number of examples before we can move on maybe to something else, something different. We'll need a number of exercises. So I'm going to stop here, but I'm going to send you a number of exercises that will help us determine, that or will help us give us more practice on this before we move on to the next video. Thank you.